Yes, now's the perfect time to use Athena's power! You can hear it, can't you, Athena? The cries of Miss Woods' heart?
Yes, and they sound incredibly strained. She's so scared. I think she could collapse at any second.
Athena has a unique ability, you see. With her finely tuned sense of hearing, she can hear the words of a witness's heart. In essence, she can sense how a person is really feeling from the tone of their voice. Guess it's all up to Athena and her special ability now. Athena, I want you to use the analytical psychology you studied. And listen to the testimony of Miss Woods' heart.
Okay, boss, I'll give it a go. After all, this is the whole reason I put all that effort into studying analytical psychology. Auf geht's! Let's do this!
So your holographic thingamabob can show us how Miss Woods is feeling, right?
In a nutshell, yes. And thingamabob, really? The emotions and images that I picked up on just now while listening to her testimony. I can enter all of that into Widget and use the mood matrix to analyze them.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
These mood markers here reflect fluctuations in Junie's emotions. When she feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy marker will light up. When she feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker will react. When she feels sadness or is frightened by a memory, the sad marker will blink. And when she feels surprised or confused, the surprise marker will let us know.
So with your special ability in Widget's Mood Matrix program, we can track how Miss Woods is feeling as she testifies. Talk about the wonders of technology.
Yep, now let's give it a shot. I'm picking up on some kind of discord or noise in Junie's heart. See here? This is what the noise looks like in the mood matrix. It's a result of inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings. If we can pinpoint these inconsistencies, the noise level should drop.
Okay, it's time to listen to Miss Woods' true testimony.
I think I have a good grasp on Junie's emotional state now.
This power of Athena's is incredible.
And I'm seeing an unexpected emotion that's inconsistent with the content of her testimony.
What? Already?
Look at this. When she says it fell on top of me, the happy marker is reacting.
Well, look at that. That is odd!
There must be a reason for this contradictory emotion. We just need to do some digging. When you find an unexpected emotion, touch pinpoint, and then select the unexpected emotion or reaction from the 4 mood markers.
Well, clearly here you heard the explanation. What we have to do is press pinpoint and then click on why the heck is she happy that a rock fell on her.
Got it! Widget is registering joy when Miss Woods recalls the rubble falling on her. There must be a reason for this unexpected emotion. Miss Woods, as the rubble was falling, was there also something that made you feel happy?
What?
Mr. Wright, the feeling of happiness is spreading throughout Junie's heart. Keep going on this point and I bet Junie will start to come down.
Great. Let's hear what she has to say.
Just as I was about to escape the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled, I've tripped. And then, this rubble started falling on top of me. I really thought it was done for. But just then, Apollo came and rescued me.
Apollo?
He used his own body to shield me from the rubble.
So that's when he sustained those injuries.
How do you feel, Junie? Did talking about Apollo give you some courage?
Yes, Apollo is just like the sun, strong and bright and warm. Just talking about him makes me feel like a leaf undergoing photosynthesis.
And see? Your coughing stopped all of a sudden.
Oh, you're right! Thank you, Athena.
Looks like we were able to draw out some new testimony.
Pretty neat, huh? But there's still some noise left, meaning there must still be some discord in Junie's heart.
I guess we'll have to keep going then.
Let me input this new information and update the moon matrix, and we'll be good to go. You remember what to do, right?
Okay, so in this part she was too slow. We should get a new piece of testimony here. She thought she was done for, and Apollo showed up. Apollo came and rescued you. But, why did that make you sad?
Got it! You were happy when Mr. Justice rescued you, weren't you?
Yes, I was really happy.
But was there also something you felt sad about at the time?
Sad?
The reason I ask is... when you were describing how you were rescued, we sensed a little sadness, too.
Oh! I think it's probably because of Bum Pepperoni.
Bum Rap Riney? Well, what do you know? Something new!
That's right, I brought my stuffed animal, Bum Pepperoni, to watch the draw with me. Bum Pepperoni and Phony Fancy are brothers.
Who knew that the legal world could inspire a whole line of merchandise?
I had Bum Pepperoni with me while I was watching the trial. But it wasn't until Apollo saved me that I realized I'd lost him as I was running away. My poor Riney, victim of that terrible bomb! Oh, I know. You can see what he looks like in his poster. It's for the campaign to eradicate fake evidence and false charges.
Phony Fanty and Bum Rap Riney, huh? Nothing against the campaign, but why an elephant and a rhinoceros?
Mr. Wright! I don't sense any discord in Junie's heart anymore.
So I guess that means we managed to draw out all of our testimony.
That's right. I'll just make an update with the new info and we'll have the whole picture. So do you think her new testimony will help?
Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without you, Athena. So Bumrap Riney was in that courtroom when the bomb went off. Now that we know that, it changes the meaning of that other piece of evidence. All I have to do is present it at the right statement!
Alright, so we're supposed to present evidence of the right statement. So she was watching from the gallery with Bumrap Riney. She tried to run before we can get out. The bomb went off. She tripped. Apollo came and rescued me. Okay. Bumrap Riney has a particular thing on him, namely a tail.
Objection! Miss Woods, I know this trial has been very hard for you. But you can relax now. You are, without a doubt, innocent.
Mr. Wright, what wild assertion are you making now?
My wild assertion is simply this. The two stuffed animals were mixed up. The tail the defendant's fingerprints were found on wasn't that of Phony Fanny. It was the tail of her gallery companion, Bumrap Riney!
Objection! What? What nonsense is that? I concede they're both stuffed animals, yes, but they're completely different characters. An elephant and a rhino. They're as distinct as a defense lawyer and a prosecutor.
But are they really so different? Both defense lawyers and prosecutors strive to protect the peace through law.
Even elephants and rhinos have some similar characteristics. They're both gray, for example.
Anyway, this poster is all I need to prove my assertion to be true. If I may direct the court's attention here, you'll clearly see how the two got mixed up.
And the answer is... da-da-da-da... clearly the tail.
Take that!
Wow! Would you look at that? The two tails are exactly the same.
Yes, exactly. The two stuffed animals are based on entirely different animals. But the design of their tails is exactly the same!
Ah!
Order in the court! As long as the possibility exists that the tail belongs to Bumrap Riney, we can no longer consider it to be decisive proof that the defendant handled the bomb. As things stand, I consider the charges against the accused unsubstantiated. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Payne? You bastard.
Oh, yes. Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You turned things right around.
Yeah, it's not over yet, but at least we managed to hold out for this long.
I believe that brings our proceedings for today to a close. Mr. Payne, I'm afraid you have some serious investigating ahead of you, considering you're so useless.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Let us reconvene tomorrow. Court is adjourned.
That was so exciting, boss! We did it! True to form, you managed to just barely pull it off at the very last moment.
True to form. Gee, I never knew you had such a glowing opinion of me.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
You did great, Miss Woods. You really stuck it out.
And you got really brave at the end, just when we needed you most, Junie. Thanks to you, we were able to turn things around.
Well, you were the one who gave me that courage, Athena.
Really? Thanks. So, be honest. Was I any help at all?
Of course! Without you, we would have never gotten out of that tight spot.
That's good to hear. I may still have a lot to learn, but you can bet I'm gonna give it my all. I'll be so good that one day you'll call me your partner!
That's what I like to hear! Analytical psychology, the ability to solve the riddles of a person's heart. Athena's true potential is beginning to really shine through now.
Hey, where's Apollo anyway?
Good question. Man, I almost forgot about him. I really am getting old. I assumed he'd still be here in the lobby.
Oh, I know. Maybe he's still in courtroom number 4.
Courtroom number 4? What would he be doing at the scene of the explosion?
When I came out to the lobby to rest, I told Apollo about Unwrap Riney. I told him I dropped Riney in the courtroom as I was trying to escape before the blast. And then Apollo said he had an idea where Riney might be, so we went to take a look together.
Huh. I guess Apollo can be pretty nice when he wants to be.
So you went looking for Riney together before you were called back into courtroom number 5?
Yes. I'd had some time to rest, so I was able to go and look for him. But then they called me into courtroom number 5 to testify. Apollo insisted on staying there, though.
With all those injuries, I wonder how he's managing.
I think Apollo must have figured something out.
Wonder what it was.
He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Just maybe he found some new piece of evidence?
Anyway, we'd better go and get him.
Good idea.
Where are you, Apollo? Trial's over for today! Come on, I know you're...
No! This can't be right. Apollo, what in the world happened to you? This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But given how things ended yesterday... Good morning. The mood sure is tense. Not that it's any surprise. I mean, look at all those ellipses.
Oh, hey, did you read the paper this morning, boss?
Huh? The paper? That came out of left field.
You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news! Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains!
Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena.
It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you'd better watch out, okay? You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice.
Justice?
Huh?
Oh, poor Apollo, and it's all my fault. Oh, Athena!
Oh, Junie! What was I thinking? I'm so sorry!
What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body, thank goodness. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Is Miss Woods all right, Athena?
Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there.
I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo.
Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom.
Oh, guess I could see why she'd think that. By the way, how are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you all right?
Me? I'm doing just fine, boss! I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright. People who studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions too.
Somehow, I don't think it's easy as she makes it sound. But there's no denying that she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he?
Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head.
Assaulted in a court of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels.
But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Wright? Ugh, just wait till I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo!
Now, Athena, I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? But I admit, I'm just as upset as you.
Okay, boss. You're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name.
That's the spirit! Now let's see. I'd better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. If memory serves, when I have more than 6 pieces of evidence, I should be able to switch pages with the D-pad or the analog stick.
Earth to Mr. Wright. I'm ready whenever you are.
Alright, let's get ready to rumble!
You bet.
With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right, for Miss Woods' sake and Apollo's too!
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is also ready, Your Honor.
Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation and not be so useless. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question?
I am afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor.
Oh, for beard's sake, I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed in your uselessness.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am.
There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial.
A separate matter, you say? And what might that be?
I assume you're aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial? I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4.
Uh-oh, why is he bringing that up?
Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice.
At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods.
He isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he?
The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial.
Ah, but I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice?
Why indeed? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne?
I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing.
You mean he found some incriminating evidence?
Precisely. And so, I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him.
Objection! Judy would never do such a thing! She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that.
Miss Cykes, please control your outbursts.
Ahem. It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself.
Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice.
What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday...
I think Apollo must have figured something out.
Wonder what it was.
He told me. I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Maybe the two incidents really are related after all.
I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand.
I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop.
Miss Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo.
Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Good, good. If you would then, please testify about what happened to the court.
That'll have to be next episode. Rate, comment, subscribe, favorite. And next episode on Dual Destinies, we begin the second part of the first chapter.